And while it is a common sense to the world, it is actually very difficult to convince both Malaysians and Singapore. While we've been busy managing the macro structural issue behind closed doors, one of the initiatives that really excite the investors was Johor Singapore Special Economic Zone, which is to be pragmatic, to be practical, and to put aside all the legacy issues and to understand that as a small market, Malaysia is a relatively small market. We can only reach for higher growth if we begin to leverage on our geography and competitive advantage to be more than the sum of our parts. And while it is a common sense to the world, it is actually very difficult to convince both Malaysians and Singapore and to say that, you know what, it is better for us to work together and to complement each other and harness the synergy between the two because it's a common sense. And so far, I was very shocked to see coverage because it was meant to be just a small thing. But in all our interface with investors, seeing the analysts, it's quite obvious that the analyst coverage has been so widespread precisely because it's a common sense. And if successful, JS-SEZ won't be a model just for Malaysia, but it is also a test case for us to build a greater economic integration across ASEAN. Wow. Because we know enough, in the next 10 to 15 years, ASEAN is going to be a formidable consumer market. Unlike China, ASEAN is rather fragmented. What? Most probably investors in New York or Japan or London do not appreciate enough that while you may be in an ASEAN country, but it's totally different if you end up in Manila than in Kuala Lumpur. And because of that, given the 10-15 years trajectory that we have to see and grow ASEAN as perhaps the fourth largest consumer market in the world, it is very important to begin the integration as soon as possible. And I think the world is taking note.